This smoked mac and cheese recipe that we're gonna cook out on our Traeger has two distinct differences. For one, how the sauce comes together. One of the biggest problems with a baked mac and cheese or a smoked mac and cheese is that it tightens up too much, and we want a macaroni and cheese that has a beautiful cheese pull, a nice soft texture, and noodles that are not overcooked. The other part of this recipe that is super special is the cheese blend that we are using. We're doing cream cheese and then 3 different shredded cheeses that are gonna come together and make the perfect smoky flavor for you when you cook this out on your Traeger. Let's get started with our ingredients. Down in the description below is a link that'll take you to the recipe, or you can scan this QR code and check it out that way. We are doing a 4 cheese blend. So I have a cheddar, a Monterey Jack, our cream cheese, and a smoked Gouda. So, quick tip, if you want to add a smoky flavor but you don't necessarily want your macaroni and cheese to sit on the Traeger for longer, use a already smoked cheese. I love this smoked Gouda. It has a really nice flavor and has a really good melting consistency, but if you would want to do a smoked cheddar, that's a great option too. The important thing here is that you need 4 cups of shredded cheese. You can try different combinations, you can mix it up however you want, but this is like the Goldilocks zone so that it is cheesy but not too heavy. Now that our ingredients are all prepared, measured, ready to go, let's get our macaroni in some super salty water and then we'll start our cheese sauce. Okay, tip number 1 to the perfect texture for macaroni and cheese is going to be to not overcook the noodles. The package direction for these say to cook them for 8 minutes. I'm going to take them out of the water after 6 minutes because they will get to finish cooking on the Traeger. Now over here I have my burner set to medium. I'm going to start with my 2 cups of cream and then we're going to add in the cream cheese. I'm going to break this up and stir it around until it's completely combined and nice and smooth, and then we will add some of our shredded cheese. All right, when it starts to bubble, you're going to whisk it until that cream cheese is completely smooth, and you can add your dry spices. So I have my ginger and my mustard, I mean not my ginger, good grief. It looks like ginger, but I have my onion powder and my mustard powder. That's kind of dried. So I measured them a while ago. Okay. Whisk that in. Now we're going to add about 2 cups of the shredded cheese, so just about half. And that is the second tip as to why we are going to have a velvety, smooth, and loose macaroni and cheese. It's not going to be too thick. The rest of the cheese is going to get folded in after, but we don't want it to tighten up too much. So we want to keep the sauce on the thinner side, thinner than, like it's gonna look thinner than what you think it should be, but you're gonna trust me and it's gonna be great. The sauce looks really good, so I turned the heat off. I'm gonna add my salt and pepper. Now you are gonna do less salt than what you might think because this is a lot of salty cheese and we don't want it to be too salty. Okay, that was half a cup of half and half. If you heat the half and half and bring it up to a boil, there is a chance it will curdle. But if we add it in at this point and we put it on a smoker that's down to 225, it won't curdle, but it's gonna keep it a little bit silkier, a little bit smoother for us. Okay, tip number 3, you're gonna leave a tiny bit of your cooking water, like less than 1/4 of a cup in your noodles. It's going to add to the sauce. After recipe testing this so many times in the last 3 weeks, I can tell you this is the perfect consistency that you want for the greatest finished product. Thank goodness I've been working out. This is heavy, but it's so worth it. Right, now we're going to add half of this cheese, and you're just going to fold it in. Hopefully by doing it this way, we have a little bit of that cheese pull vibe because it's not completely melted into the sauce. That's going to mean that it's totally cheesy, but it is not going to be rock hard solid after it cools off. Do I have any Schitt's Creek fans watching this? Because every time I say fold in the cheese, I obviously think about David and Moira. Okay. The rest of our blend is going to go on top all the way around. Now, I've read a lot of recipes and some of them call for buttered toasted breadcrumbs. That's a preference thing. You should totally do that if you want to. That's an extra step that I don't feel is necessary because this cheesy topping is going to be absolute perfection. But I will talk at the end of this video about some other recipe modifications and additions if you want to give something different a try. Okay, let's go. Once upon a time, before we got started, I came out here and I turned on my Traeger, set it to 225 degrees. Now it's ready for me. We're gonna put this on the grill and get the lid closed. Our beautiful mac and cheese is in. It's gonna hang out for 30 minutes at 225 degrees. We'll come by, take a look. As long as it's totally melted on top, it's gonna be great. Let's see how we did. The cheese on top has completely melted and it still has that creamy look, but the moment of truth is when we stick our spoon into our macaroni and cheese. And check this out. We have a little bit of that cheese pull by leaving the full shreds in our sauce. And when we stir it, it still has a nice soft consistency. So this is exactly what I want to serve to my friends. I'm really, really excited about how this came out. The texture and the ratio of cheese sauce to pasta is exactly what I want. And I did recipe test this so many times because I wanted it just right. Not too thick, not too thin. I wanted the Goldilocks zone for my smoky mac and cheese. It's got that stringy cheese pull, which we get by folding in more shredded cheese instead of leaving everything in the sauce. And then it just obviously looks delicious because we've got all that melted cheese on the top. It is screaming hot and I'm gonna hurt myself. Okay, I got two things to tell you. One, this is a great recipe to serve with something else that you're cooking between 225 to 300 degrees. So ribs is my favorite option because I finished my ribs the last 2 hours or 3 hours at 225. But you could also do a smoky pork tenderloin. You could do, I don't know, pulled pork is another good one that lines up temperature-wise with this. But for some recipe modifications, Cooper, my 10-year-old, his favorite way to have mac and cheese is with bacon. And a good like hickory smoked bacon pairs really well with this, and that's a lot of the time how I make it for us at home. And then a couple more seasonings you can do. You can do hot sauce. I know that's super traditional and a lot of people do hot sauce in their mac and cheese. Some more options would be a smoked paprika, which pairs with our smoked theme, or a barbecue rub. Nothing that is too sweet, but something that's a little more smoky in your barbecue rub. And it's heavenly. I should have told you this at the beginning of the video, but I'm Alexis. I like to make a lot of recipes for parties, entertaining, holidays. We are in cookout season. The last video I did was a smoked chicken breast. So if you want to check that out, I will link up to that down below. But we're going to continue on with summer recipes. I have some cheddar jalapeno cornbread muffins coming up that I make with a honey butter. They are dynamite. It's a great thing that you can cook in the morning before people come over and make everyone happy. So if that sounds like something you want to try, make sure you subscribe so you can come back and catch all my videos the minute they come up, and we can do a lot of summer cooking together. Okay, bye.